Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and those in between. Thank you, Hill. It's time for more Import Tuner Challenge. Hello, Z-Silver. Welcome to the chat. Hoping to see quite a few new faces in here today. Had quite the jump in followers from the video and mentioning that I stream, which is really cool. Means we're gonna get some new faces in here, hopefully, and I've really enjoyed meeting a lot of you recently. So, yeah. Catch you guys up on what's been going on with this game. I have played a little bit of it off stream. I don't think it's a game I need to stream every minute of. Especially since I've really been enjoying playing it through, so it's been nice to just kind of have it to relax. But there are achievements for time trials that I kind of want to try and get real quick before we start the quest mode. This game doesn't remember that you turned music off until you go to the options menu. Or until you start the game, I guess. I bought a Mark III Supra since last time I played. There we go. Alright, so we need... Let's take a look at this one more time. Oops. We need Shinkanjo clockwise, Shinjuku 4, all counterclockwise, and all clockwise. Was it left or right? I'm sleepy as fuck, sorry. I'm not actually sleepy, but, like, my brain's not quite focused yet. Had a Shinkanjo clockwise. That doesn't tell me whether that's clockwise or not clockwise. There we go. Okay, that's fine. So it's not just me, the game doesn't, it tells you in different words for achievements in the game. Yes, this is in fact a Mark III Supra. And I've painted it to look like my first car. How's the volume levels, folks? I'm sure you'll be able to hear the game better in a moment whenever there's actually audio coming through it. But how's the music levels? How's the game? Does the music need to go up or down? Yeah, it's been a few days since I've played, but guys, the day after I played this on stream, I was thinking about it literally all day. I love this game. I'm so glad I decided to stream it. And there is a video idea. It's not necessarily a review of this game, though I am going to talk about it in pretty good depth. But yeah, it inspired a topic that I'm really looking forward to making. I'll up the music a little bit in just a sec. This game is lovely. Hello, young lord. Welcome in. To me, the Mark III Supra just feels like the perfect type of car for high-speed highway cruising. Like, it's just comfortable, it's sleek and aerodynamic, it's not overly showy, it can blend in when it wants to, but it still looks powerful and sexy. I like this car a lot. The 1970 Supra. That's because the chassis code is the A70. Yeah, when I was 15, when I was 15, my dad bought one of these, and the deal was if I paid for half of it, I could have it in my first car. But it ended up needing a lot of suspension work we didn't know about it, and then I had to get rid of it, because he wouldn't let me keep it unless I fixed it, because it was, like, dangerous to drive. Which sucks, but I'll get another one day. I probably won't get as good of a deal on it. It was a $7 grand car with like 60,000 miles on it. That's those days are over for the Mark III Supra. But one day, maybe I'll get another one. This car does not have nitrous yet, but I'm hoping it doesn't matter. These time trial barriers are not very high. Honestly, you kind of do, but not as much as you'd think. The Mark III Supra is generally very reliable as long as you take care of the head gasket problem, and that's only really referring to the North American ones that had what was the engine called? The 7M. The 1JZ models were pretty rock solid. It's a Toyota at the end of the day. It's a really reliable engine. The turbo is pretty low pressure, so it doesn't like it's going to cause significant issues. Literally, the only thing that causes the issues with the head gaskets is a manufacturing error, where the bolts were tightened incorrectly, the torque to the incorrect tightness. Thanks for following, Paul. Glad you're here. I believe our timetable for this one was 6 minutes, which I think we're not going to have a problem hitting. I probably could have gotten that ring in there. I'm burning incense in my bedroom for the first time ever. I got some incense the other day. I went to a pagan gift store, and I got some rings for myself and a necklace, but I also ended up getting a few things of incense because it was like $2.50 for 10 sticks. That's a pretty damn good deal. So I'm burning one that smells like Sprite right now, I think. I can't tell. I stored them all in the same plastic bag, so it's kind of hard to tell which is which before you burn them. I think next time I might get separate bags and just pay the 10 cents. But yeah, there is three incense sticks that I bought. I bought 3 of these because I thought it smelled so good. It's called Fizzy Pop, and it smells like, if you open a bottle of Sprite and you take a sip, or like take a sniff, and it like burns your nose a little bit. It's like that smell and sensation. It's so nice. But yeah, I've been enjoying burning incense. I've got some that smell like baking brownies. I've got your more traditional herbal ones, and fruity ones. Yeah, it's just something I've enjoyed whenever my roommates have burned it, and I've never had any of my own. So the Sprite thing, though, I love the smell of Sprite, so I think it was a really good buy. Yeah, and it's like, I love candles. I don't know why I don't burn candles more frequently, other than that they're kind of expensive. Incense are way cheaper and less messy. Well, I won't say that, because ash is already on my laptop. I already had to put a box of Ritz underneath my, because it's on, like, a shelf that has, like, slats in it, so there's room for ash to fall through. But, honestly, it's just sort of a minor thing that improves my mood so much. Welcome back, Lamp. I'm glad you decided to come back. Marshall's is the spot for cheap candles. You're right. You're absolutely right. I should go there. I remember getting nice ones at Walmart when I was in college. My bar for nice ones was pretty low. You hardly burn candles because your cat's a terrorist. Yeah. Ours are also quite terroristic at times, but they don't seem to bother the incense. I don't know why. This is gonna be close. I might make this. Literally 1 second off. Alright. Less than a second off. Oh yeah, music bump. Should be good now. What I should do is set up ducking so the music lowers when I speak. This car feels nice for something so low downforce. The tires in this game make a huge difference for the steering. This music is so perfect for this. This is, I don't know if this was in the Sega Touring Car Championship, but this is the same artist as So High. Channel X is their name. And, yeah. I've been finding lots of good, electronic music recently. Don't stop! Don't stop! Y'all can't see me, but I am jamming. How little braking can I get away with? Cat Jim. I wanna. Like, how can you not like music like this? How does anybody hate this? Don't stop! Alright, we are already a second up on last time. So, if we can gain time through that one turn I didn't need to break through, I did block break for last time, then we can definitely, definitely make it. I wanna. This is the one. There we go. Yeah, easy peasy. That's a pretty secure win, in my opinion. Hey, Megawatts, I appreciate the compliment. Read the videos. So this actually isn't a spiritual successor. This is a sequel. This is, in Japan, this series was called Shotoku Battle, and then this was Shotoku Battle X. This was the final game in the franchise, I believe. So it was simply called something else here because it had a different publisher. The previous ones were published rather by Crave. This one is published by Ubisoft. Yeah, it is a full-fledged TXR game. It's a little different than the earlier ones, but I like some of the quality of life features, and I think it just looks very pretty. The lighting does so much for it. Yeah, I know there was a mobile game of some sort, but I don't know much about it. I mean, that seems like a pretty good lineup of cars to me. That's a car lineup I'd be happy to have. I don't know why you have a Hummer and a Volvo XC90, but hey, do you? If it were me, and I was in your shoes, and don't take this as an insult of your cars. Like, if it were my taste in cars, and I were to have, like, your lineup, I'd trade the Avalon for a Celica, like the last gen of Celica, and I'd trade the XC90 for a S60 or S80. If I get the S80 Turbo with the 5-speed, that would be amazing. I miss my S80 so much. It's my favorite car I've ever owned. I saw one in traffic the other day. Nice. Arcade subwoofer. Arf! Welcome in. You're gonna notice I'm taking a little bit of time to save replays tonight, just because I am planning on making a video that involves this game, and it's really nice to have replay footage in racing games for B-roll, so I won't watch them unless it's something I really want to see, but I will definitely be saving them as I go. I'm going to take the Skyline. Just because I want this to be a first try for the 16-minute ones. They made Spectrobe's Origins? Is that the Wii game? Or is that the DS game? I have the DS game, I do not have the Wii game, and I really want it. And Remake has it, I think. I used to have a copy, but I ended up trading it for something. They made a mech game called Phantom Dust that, is it Phantom Dust? No, Phantom Dust is no, fuck, what is it called? Phantom Crash, thank you. My manager at work is, like, a huge fan of that game. He hypes it up to me every time we talk about it. I kind of regret getting rid of my copy, but it was faded. Like, the cover was super faded. So I'll get a nicer one of these days. I am starting to get to the point where I do want to make sure that if I am gonna collect games, especially ones that aren't super cheap or aren't super expensive, I want to have nice ones, and nice copies and examples of it, so I can preserve them. This is so satisfying. These highways feel so good. So I've actually, last week after the Formula 1 race, like the Shambles race, I installed Assetto Corsa, finally, and installed a bunch of mods and shit. And I had a lot of fun with it. I would like to play more. I am going to look into, yep, the Shitoka Racing Project. I've joined their Discord. I've not installed it yet. Because I haven't really had the time or energy for it, but I definitely want to play that. After getting my wheel settings correct, I cannot stress like that. Assetto Corsa's force feedback and car handling, especially for road cars, is straight up the best. It's like the best sim experience I've had. Because everything feels good. I feel like in Gran Turismo, road cars feel super understeery to exaggerate the fact that they're not race cars. So you feel a bigger difference between race and road cars. In Assetto Corsa, everything feels, in my opinion, how it should, as long as your mod is good. I'm still looking for a, thank you Northeast Designs, I'm still looking for a mod for the Toyota GT1, like the 90s, like TS010. Is that what it is? The 90s Le Mans one that competed against like the CLR and the stuff like that. The one I downloaded, it has no downforce. The person that made that mod does not think the car has very much downforce. Yeah, I've heard there's an RSS one. I might end up squeezing on it. I really want their I can't remember which one of them, if it's VRC or RSS, but they have a Formula E car, and I really want that. Hey, Shake. Music volume good? Still too quiet? Still too loud? What's up? Just checking in on you. I know this track has a lot of distortion and wubs, so I don't want to like overpower my voice or the game. It sounds amazing for me, but I have multiple different volume sliders that could be affecting it. So. Awesome. Out of here. Yeah, there's no good, like, no universal best simulator right now. Everything is all over the place. It's because it's such a segmented market with not enough money in it. But I think Assetto Corsa is, for my taste in what I like to do in a simulator, at least single-player-wise, I haven't played multiplayer yet, the best I want it to be. And then I'm hoping we're going to do some stuff for Shambles in Assetto Corsa in the off-season. And I'm really hoping that goes smoothly, because if that, it's just so much more coherent in design than everything else. That's a really good way of saying that. It's a Mugen of racing sims. I really dig that. I drove a mountain pass in a modded WRX STI the other day. It felt really nice. As nice as it could without having a handbrake. It was a hill climb. Yeah, no, I have ACC. I've just not played it yet. I've played it like once. But I've recently cleared out like a ton of space on my PC, so I'd like to give it another shot sometime soon. Oh, later this month. Okay. Well, in that case, I'll wait for it. I'm not in a rush to do it by any means, because I've got enough on my plate. I actually, I need to finish. Oh, fuck. I need to finish. Oh, this is a cool little area. I don't think I've seen this before. I don't think I've unlocked this thing in the quest mode yet. I thought I was doing the, Shinjuku exit. What I really want, I think, and we were talking about this for some friends the other day in a Discord call. Oh shit. I should have expected that, but I just didn't realize how harsh that term was gonna be. AC2 has to have some sort of compatibility with AC1's mods, or people aren't gonna make the jump, I don't think. Oh my god. Lamp, you read my fucking mind. I love The Matrix. Like the car. Hi, Harley. You're right, I agree. Phrasing! Romance. Phrasing. Yeah, I'm a little bit biased there. I love the Celica, but when I was a kid, my sister had a Matrix XR. Not the S, but still, she had Matrix. And I remember riding in that a lot when I was, like, a pretty young child. She would babysit me and take me places. I also think they're really good-looking cars. I've seen them modified, like, lightly, and they look nice. Hi, Sylvie. Pontiac Vibe is cool, but the interior quality, I bet, is absolute trash, knowing Pontiac of the era. Not that Toyota was nice, but it was, like, decent for an economy car. It was standard. Pontiac stuff tends to age like milk. Oh, it's the same as the Matrix, so it's not Pontiac plastic at all? Well, the bodywork on the... Okay, you mean the interior. Okay, gotcha. In that case, that's a harder question. The Pontiac Vibe... Yeah, those hardbacks were nice. Well, in that case, it's a hard choice, because I feel like I generally prefer the way the Toyota Matrix looks. But the Vibe, I think... That's a much more 2000s-ass car. So if I was looking for a car to be my normal daily driver, and, like, I'm not going for any sort of particular vibe, and it's my only car, no pun intended, it's my only car, Matrix. But if I'm getting a car specifically to be a Y2K throwback, a hatchback, it's gonna be a Vibe. Like, it's got, like, I feel like I should be drinking a bottle of Vault soda and talking on like a old fucking Nokia cell phone whenever I'm driving one of those things. You gotta have like a fucking Matrix soundtrack in the car on CD, like one of those iPod adapters that go in the cassette slot. Yeah, no, that's if I was gonna go full 2000s LARP, I would get the Vibe 100%. Yep, I've seen Toyota Volts in Japan on Gran Turismo. That's how I knew that existed. I still carry a couple CDs in my Mazda. Only occasionally do they end up breaking out. Hey, why is the music? Where's the music? Give me some music. Song radio. Yes. I had exactly one bottle of Vault ever. It was in a laundromat around the time it was discontinued. That shit tasted like Mountain Dew if you dissolved runts in it, but it wasn't overly sweet. It was tasty as shit. I really miss Vault soda. The bottles were cool. This is what I thought the other one was. This is Shibuya. Nope, I miss Pontiac as well. I think they'll bring it back. Oh, which reminds me, speaking of GM offshoot brands, I got a Hot Wheels car today. I got a couple Hot Wheels cars today. I went grocery shopping before I streamed, and I grabbed some Hot Wheels. They were on discount rack. But I found a Hummer EV Hot Wheels. Ah, RKZ! That was a good read. I know you said it before I even came across. I got an autism car. I've got a lot of autism cars. I bought like a bunch of Hot Wheels over the past week at like a local toy store. Mostly like 2000s stuff, which is really cool. I got the cover cars from both Stunt Track Driver games. I got the CD-ROM racer. That's the Stunt Track Driver logo on the race car. Racevic, good to see you, bro. And yeah, Sirius is so fucking good. This album has been on bump. I wish I had Gear Whore on Spotify as well. That's full Test Drive 6 soundtrack on here. You're so right. So right. Supermarket Hot Wheels as a treat. No, I need to put my wall back up. I have a wall, in a couple places ago. I never put it up in the last place, but Lamp, take it easy. Have fun painting your calipers, man. My favorite part of my old room, a couple houses back, is I had a wall where I just had thumbtacks in the wall, hanging all of my Hot Wheels like a peg. So it was just like a wall around it was around the doorway of Hot Wheels cars. I can't do it on the doorway here just because of the layout of the room, but I'm definitely gonna do it next to the cockpit so it's on camera still at some point. That sounds good, Weezer. I'm not sure how much that one's worth normally. I'm pretty sure I ran across the Mustang from NFS in a store recently. Like in that toy store. You know, I got a WRX today, like the hatchback. I got a Hummer Hummer EV. I got the off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly what they were because I bought so many the past few days. Found some really cool stuff though. I'm really excited. I'm gonna probably make a YouTube short about it. Is the Hummer EV now the Aaron Paul mobile? Well, that's a nice grab, Weezer. Ah, yes, that's another one I got today, Subwoofer. I got the yellow Viper. If you put Spotify radio on any band that's been in more than one racing game, all you get for your Spotify radio after that is stuff from racing games or bands in racing games. Here we got going. We got Overseer, we got KMF Demon's Megalomaniac, we got Out of Control by Rancid, Millionaire by Queens. That's what my Spotify queue looks like right now. So I might swap it up. Not because I don't like those songs, just because I think it's a little bit tired. We'll see. We'll see how the vibe is. Yeah, the Hummer Hummer EV is scary as shit. I don't want one, but I think they're cool. I just miss the Hummer brand. Oh, is it 630 or 1630 or was it 16 flat? I might be a little bit too slow. Nope, I got it. Okay, it's 1630. First try. You know, I'm gonna cue a song that I was made aware after having listened to it for about 6 months because a friend of mine showed me this album. I discovered this song that's playing right now is actually in the one that's about to start is in GT Sport, and I never made the connection. Of course, Kai. I'm glad to have you in here, and I'm glad you're getting some cool land shit going on. That's always fun. Shinjuku 4 and the all clockwise. Rule 34s in this game? Don't tempt them. There are people into that. Badger, so you asked it's a 360 game. Did you think it was a you think it was a PS2 game, or do you think it was newer? No, I'm not. Not cars. Planes. Anthroplanes. Well, okay. Maybe a little bit. Okay, so Badger, the reason it feels empty is because I'm doing time trials. There's no traffic or opponents. It feels a lot more alive to me when it's in quest mode. But I'm currently knocking out some achievements that require me to beat the time trials. Yeah, they did it a couple times. Let's Play to Win. They did it with Hot Pursuit 2 as well, with the Opel Speedster / Vauxhall VX220. They had the Monaro and the Monaro in that game. I don't think they had the GTO. I could be misremembering. But they had the Monaro. And also they had NFS editions that were just, like, faster. I'm talking about the original Hot Pursuit 2, right? About the Monaro and the GTO. I know they had the Monaro, but I don't think the GTO was out here yet in 02. It had a much better Aussie Ford than the High Stakes did. High Stakes had the XR8, which is a cool looking car, and I like it better in real life than the TS150 or whatever it was. But apparently that car is cheeks in High Stakes, according to what people told me when I played it. Ow. This game's sense of speed is really, really good. That's what I think this one nails a lot better than the PS2 games. Not that it's bad in the PS2, but I think this one just nails it without it feeling like, it doesn't feel overdone like a lot of 7th gen games do. This definitely looks like a 7th gen game, but it doesn't look obnoxiously 7th gen, like something like Haze does. Just as a random example. Below Thunder. Or, I guess a racing example would be fucking, a racing example would be, Undercover. Yeah, it's got lots of bloom, but I don't think it's overwhelming. I think it works for this game's style. Grid is extremely 7th gen, but again, with Grid, I think it commits to it enough, stylistically-wise, that it doesn't distract. More so on PC. On 360, the smear gets to be a little much, but... Oh yeah, I saw the kit concept at the toy store. It's cool. It took a lot of self-control at that toy store not to buy a Halo 3 action figure, but they wanted $50 for it, which even negotiating them down to 40, that was too much. For now, at least. I can get them a little bit cheaper online, but it was a pink Mark 6 with a shotgun, and I really wanted it. I have a lot of nostalgia for Halo 3 era figures. I really want a Halo 1 figure as well, because I love the Mark 5 armor from Halo 1. Oh, can I just floor it through here? Can I just... Oh my god, that's so fucking fast. Oh, this car is so fun. I love it. I do that in Gran Turismo every time I go through this turn, too. Thank you for the NOS can. I did buy NOS today, because the grocery store was out of boxes of Monster, and they didn't have the monsters I wanted loose, and NOS was a little bit cheaper, so I got that instead. Only a couple of them, though. I've lately been drinking the Punch, like the Pacific Punch, juice monsters, and those are my favorite at the moment. I've kind of worn myself out on the lemonade ones. Also, they have so much more sugar than everything else they make. It makes my body feel bad. NOS is tasty. It's like an orange mango passion fruit type deal. Alright, time for a different vibe of music, I guess. Grape NOS was my favorite when I was in high school. Until, they used to make a strawberry limeade amp that was the best thing I'd ever tasted, and then they stopped making it. They also had a blue raspberry amp zero that was before they redid the redesign, back when they were like the super bright colored cans with like the squares on them. Yeah. New amp is bad. I don't dig it. Okay, hold on. I've not tried it since they called it Mountain Dew amp. I don't know if they changed the flavor again. Yeah, there's a few flavors of NOS. There's blue, which is the regular orange mango one. There's a mango one that's even more mango-y. There's a green one, which tastes like sour candy. There's a red one, which tastes like cherry, or in my opinion, blood. There used to be a black one. Sorry, there used to be a green one. Like, there is a green one now, but they used to have a dark green one that was essentially tasted like Sundrop. That one was really tasty. They got rid of that one, replaced it with a black one that tasted like jelly beans. That was okay. They replaced that one again recently. There's a red one that's a fruit punch. It's like Rowdy something. It's like a NASCAR themed one. And I want to say there's one more I'm forgetting. If Racevic's still here, he'll know this one. Naturally. I did it again, for fuck's sake. It's fine, it didn't kill me last time. Yeah, this is a new area of the map for me. I haven't unlocked it yet in the main career. Oh yeah, the NOS Turbo. And there's also a Zero. NOS Zero, oh my god. I have this memory from high school. A friend of mine, and I want to put out there before I tell this story. But they, I was helping him build a computer, and they invited me over to his house, and his house was kind of a hoarder house, and his mom was really sweet. She was a really sweet lady. She bought me, she knew, my friend had told her I liked NOS, and so she bought me the zero sugar NOS, which I don't care for. It has a really bad taste. I was still gonna drink it, because, like, whatever. She got me drinks as a thanks for helping her son build a computer. However, she didn't put it in the fridge, and when she went to serve it to me, she opened their freezer to get ice, and their freezer was, like, moldy, and she put the ice from the freezer in the cup and poured the room temperature sugar-free NOS into it. I choked down out of politeness, but that was... I think that might be the reason I can't drink that. That was my first experience with the, what's it called? Sugar-free NOS. Yeah, so that was bad. I didn't get sick or anything. I have a pretty good immune system. I get sick very, very infrequently. But, I'm sorry about that. Boat Fricker 169. It's a pretty fucking good username. Yeah, honestly, I'm debating whether I even keep the new follower notifications, just because I'm recording gameplay for, reviews a lot of the time I'm doing this. But I think I'll keep them on, at least when I'm playing racing games and stuff, and then if I'm playing something story-based, I'll turn them off. But yeah, sub notifications always be on, and yeah, thanks for subbing, or sorry, rather, for following. That's a hard thing to reprogram coming from YouTube, is following, not subbing. For following anyways, it's much appreciated, and... Oh, so Genki made Maximum Tune 6? I didn't know that. I didn't realize they were making Maximum Tune games. I thought they just made, the PS3 and PS2 games. So no, Ray, I've not played them yet, but I am planning on it in the nearish future. I've been messing around with arcade emulation stuff a lot lately. I got Dead Heat working. I'm gonna get Touring Car Championship working, like the 2019 one. That one's gotta be a video, because dead ass, guys, I showed all of 5 seconds of like Sega World Drivers Championship, like the 2019 Super GT game. I showed like 5 seconds of it in my latest video, and I kid you not, half the comments on that video were asking, what's that game at 19 seconds? What's that game at 19 seconds? I had one video that was like 7 different timestamps of different games, saying what time it is. Is rubber emitting on Dead Heat toggleable? I haven't checked the service menu yet, I should. An arcade near me has a real Dead Heat that I'm probably gonna go film at some point. Honestly, I've been thinking about doing like a Brutal Noose style like arcade tour video there, or arcade review. But it would have to be multiple days of shooting, because it's like, it's an arcade. They have a room with pool tables and like golden tea and darts and stuff. They have 3 bowling alleys of varying levels of complexity, and like, so like one's like a kiddie bowling alley, one's like a glow-in-the-dark bowling, and one's like a league bowling type deal. And it's like a proper 90s bowling alley or 80s bowling alley. Yeah, they have mini golf, laser tag, they have all this shit. So like, I really, really want to go a few different days and just shoot some stuff of that and like talk about like how nice it is to have places like that around. And also just like, I feel like it's different. It is definitely different from how it would have been in the 90s or 2000s. In terms of like what's in there, but it is still a little bit of a time capsule. Like, they still have stuff from that era. They have like that game Typhoon. They've got Dead Heat. They've got they have a Sonic Adventure era Sonic themed basketball shooting game. Like, you know, like the arcade basketball hoops, where the balls come down from that thing whenever you put money in. One of those, but it's like Sonic Adventure art all over it. They used to have a Sonic Adventure air hockey table, but they replaced it with something newer, unfortunately. Yeah, I adore bowling. Oh, they have like a whole ass bar in there too. Like, I know it's a bowling alley, but like, I wasn't expecting to be like a whole ass bar. So yeah, I'd like to go there a few times soon and have a little fun. It's not expensive at all. It's like $4 to buy a pair of socks and a game of bowling, which is cheaper than buying a game of bowling. Yeah, and I like bowling as a hobby. I mean, if I could do it regularly, it made me happy. I want to get good at it. Maybe do League. Oh, so there was a whole line of those, huh, Thunder? That tracks, that makes sense. I just like getting a mixed drink sounds like a great time. And I also like, I have a real comfy, I don't know if it's even nostalgia, I just have a really comfy affinity for like, mediocre, like, snack bar food. Like, snack bar chicken tenders and, like, fries with cheese dip and shit like that. Nachos with cheese. That shit makes me so happy, and I don't know why. So I'm really looking forward to going with some friends, getting a mixed drink and some fries, and playing bowling. Hotel bar stuff. Oh, dude, I have, this is kind of semi-related to that. I have a nostalgia for back when hotels had arcades in them. Like, a few hotels had arcades in them. And, like, I remember when I was, like, 5 or 6, I got taken on along with my parents on a big family cruise. Like, my extended family went on a cruise together. So my grandfather was rich. And, we played... I remember he was my cousin, but he was so much older than me, and just had that... Just to set the scene, I want you to imagine Axel from Crazy Taxi 2, but with short, spiky hair, and like a little bit trashier and less like that's who this uncle slash cousin was. Tribal tattoos and like the sports sunglasses, all that shit, the whole shit. I remember playing Target Force Gold, and what was that Robert Nero action hero light gun game? I played that with him on the boat. That doesn't sound like it was a mistake then, Bromance, if they put the menu in front of you and you had too many drinks. Sounds like it worked. That's unfortunate. But figure check into some online stuff. I don't know what kind of nature your disability is, and you don't have to tell me, or of course, it's your business. But, look into some online remote work stuff. There's a lot more jobs like that right now because of COVID, and a lot of they realize it's more convenient to contract out. I know that, like, I have some relatives that have done, like, online customer service for some larger, like, big box stores. And it's like, it's not very stimulating work, it's not flashy or glamorous, but it pays pretty damn well, and you just stay home, so it'd be helpful for you. Hey, I should take my pills. Casually remind myself that I have to take my meds. Oh, force-fed pop culture shit, we celebrate it. What the fuck is this? Take your pills. If you have pills, take them, or Michael Clayton's gonna show up. If you've done anything retail or, like, service job related, I'm sure you'd be a shoo-in for it. They kind of just throw bodies at what they need. And that sounds kind of, like, grim and, but, like, money is money, yo. If it pays, it pays. I also just tried, I bought I just impulsively went and got a multivitamin, last time I went to the store, like, before stream. I got a bottle of multivitamins. They were on sale, and they're, like, brain and cognitive function ones, and I've been taking some vitamin B12 gummies that someone just left at work. Like, they left, like, a bag of them. One day I was so hungry that I just ate two of the B12 gummies to feel something. And Hey, honestly, maybe it's placebo. I feel like it's working. I feel very clear-headed comparatively. So, yeah, I'm gonna try that for a while. I'm gonna try and take these brain function gummies for a while, and see how they help, if they help. Ow. You're for ketchup? That's nasty. I'm sorry you had to do that. I wasted my nitrous for that. I didn't hit it as hard this time, so there's that, but I hit the one earlier, so. My arcades that I grew up at never really closed, they just changed. A lot of their good stuff stayed, but they also, like, added all the touchscreen stuff. Like, they got Crossy Road if you just want to, like, it's literally just a big fucking touchscreen Frogger, but they've made it like a 75-inch vertical screen, so it's, like, more attractive to children. Yeah, a lot of them got rid of their fighting games. The one I grew up at had an 8-player Daytona USA setup that was there their entire childhood. Last I went, which was like 2017 or so, they had 4 of the Daytonas still. They still had a Tekken 4. Silver, I don't think it's even 0 sugar ones. I think gummy bears just make your stomach hurt. I had like I don't remember what the candy was called, but it was like these ones that were like, one side of them is fruity and the other side's kind of like a creamy bit, and it's all covered in crystallized sugar, and it's like they're big gummy chewy things. I want to say like gummy clouds or something. They were delicious. My stomach hurt so bad the day after, though. Yeah, I really regret not going to a lot of arcades more often. I've mentioned it on stream before, but the Redondo Beach Pier out in California had a really cool arcade and amusement center that had, like, all kinds of 90s and 2000s Sega shit in it, and Namco shit, and it was a fucking beautiful place to be. I love it. I can't believe my ass played the Fast and Furious Raw Thrills game in there and did not play Virtual On, but I didn't know what Virtual On was, so I didn't touch it. This was, oh no, is the stream hiccuping? Don't do it to me. We're not doing this today. Virtual On is that's my favorite Saturn game. I love that game so much. I dropped a couple hundred frames. I think we're fine. That Redondo Beach Pier arcade had Initial D3. My local barcade has Initial D, the new one from last year, or the year before. They had Stage 8, and they replaced it with the new one. They got to be one of the first places in the country to buy the new ones. As far as I know, round 1 is still doing all 8 and 0. I think I was 10 seconds too slow here, which is completely fair. I made some mistakes. Round 1 is nowhere near me. But is it new Mario Kart arcade or the old ones? The old ones at least have the novelty of being, like, 2000s era ones. Oh, holy shit, this is a fucking Midnight Club 3 song. I recognize it in the first second. Dave & Buster's counts. They have some decent stuff. A lot of the decent newer stuff, honestly. Like, the one here has Tekken 7. And they've got Cruise and Blast. They've got the new Mario Kart. They've got some decent motorcycle riding games like MotoGP. They have the Grid arcade game, which is really cool. Nice stuff. Chuck E. Cheese. I've not been to Chuck E. Cheese in, like, 20 years. No, not 20 years, like 15 years. But, my roommate and I have been talking about going. She used to work at one, and she told me that they don't have a minimum age. Or maximum age. You can just go in without children if you want to. They sell beer, even. Not that we would go there and get sloshed and play arcade games and be obnoxious around children, but I am intensely curious as to what arcade games are in Chuck E. Cheese now. I know what it's gonna be is a lot of ticket redemption shit and like stuff like Crossy Road and whatever else, but some part of me can hope that there are still some decent games in there. The last place I ever saw an Outrun 2 SP was a Chuck E. Cheese. So I'm hoping I can find another one there. I went to Dave & Buster's a couple of years ago, but I don't go often. It's expensive, and, like, the arcade is cool, but I think there was better ways to spend money. I don't know if they went bankrupt, but I don't think they went, like, actually, like, we're closing, surprise, bankrupt. I think it's, like, probably the reorganization and structuring stuff. I know they're still open. At least around me. We definitely want to get some Chuck E. Cheese pizza for the shits and gigs. Like, I've been tempted on a multitude of occasions to order it. Because they sell it on DoorDash as, they sell it under Pascali's Pizza. And that was how they survived COVID, was they secretly sold Chuck E. Cheese pizza under a fancier name. Yeah. It's honestly, to me, it's not the most damning of the ghost kitchens, because, like, I get it. I understand that was kind of necessary for them to stay afloat. The ghost kitchens that I hate are, like, when I see a bunch of undisclosed restaurants that don't tell you, because they used to tell you that they were ghost kitchens, and who they belonged to. Like, they were like, this is a TGI Fridays concept restaurant. But no, they don't do that anymore, at least not for all of them. And so I really hate going on there and thinking I'm ordering, like a local restaurant, or like a new place, and it ends up I've ordered fucking Applebee's or Chili's, which, like, I like Chili's. Applebee's I can take or leave, but Chili's I like, but I don't. If I'm gonna order Chili's, I'm gonna order Chili's. I don't want to order Chili's if I want good chicken. I recognize the song, but I don't know what it's from. No, the one that got to me was Conviction Chicken. Oh, thank you guys. Ah, first time chat to tell me it's Pro Street. Thank you very much. This goes hard, actually. I think the one that burned me the worst was when I ordered, it was called Conviction Chicken. And I'm like, huh, must be a new local place. I've never heard of it. And it didn't tell me it was TGI Fridays anywhere. It was TGI Fridays, food. And my first thought was, you know, Conviction Chicken, maybe it's like a local place that like gives ex-cons jobs. That's sick. I like to support that. Then turns out, no, it's just a prison-themed restaurant. Which is... Huh? Why? Why would you want to make that if you weren't... If it was like, we're doing this because we are supporting ex-cons and rehabilitation and reintegration into society, that'd be great. That'd be really cool. But... not a fan of that one. And also they had the driest, shittiest chicken tenders I've ever had. They were so disappointing. That was depression chicken. NASCAR refuel wings. I want to say I've been to a NASCAR restaurant before. I can't remember which. Is that a NASCAR cafe? Is that Universal? See, at Burger King, here's the thing with Burger King. Burger King has a divide of stuff that's on its menu that's actually decent and stuff on its menu that's shit, and that divide is pretty obvious. Like, don't order a taco at fucking Burger King. You're not gonna get a good taco. Oh yeah, I know the NASCAR cafe in Las Vegas. When I was doing scripts for a media company, one of the videos I did was like cooking show things. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was like something with memorable cooking show moments. And it was the Man vs. Food episode where he goes to the NASCAR cafe. I went to, I think it's either in North Carolina or Tennessee. I vacationed at both in both when I was a kid, so I can't remember which one it was. There's a NASCAR amusement center thing, where it's like this big indoor museum and with like computer simulation race cars, you know, stock cars parked in there. And then outside, there's like 6 or 7 different go-kart tracks of different scale, complexity, and speed. And some of them are like, some of them are like regular small go-karts that you can see at any amusement park. Frame dropping, frame dropping, frame dropping. Frame dropping? I don't know if y'all can hear me. The stream seems to be staying up to date, but... Are we good? We're good. Some of those carts were like full size, like, you have to have a driver's license to do it. I really gotta not fuck up this area. Gotta keep left here to not hit the wall. I'll take it. It's better than nothing. It's the cruelest joke to play. I'm so high, I run in place. So... this song was the reason I got into Queens of the Stone Age, I think. It's such a dark, witchy, nighttime vibe to it. It fit Underground 2 so well, and I found a lot of their other music, and that's kind of what, like, that in combination with this song is what got me to get into them, but, like, yeah, no, this song was incredibly important to the formation of what's now my music taste. And I don't think I'm really even that into Desert Rock other than Queens and, like, fucking truck fighters. But it's just such a nice vibe. Lullabies is my favorite Queens album, by far. It's just so pretty and dark, and it feels... I can't put into words how it feels for me, but it feels a little bit like moody time travel. I love it. This is going less than stellarly again. If I don't get it this time, I might take a break and do the actual career. That slow section, low speed corner section, is a killer. The cars are really, really squirrely in this game. Like, they grip, but then when you fishtail even a little bit, you're not saving it, you're spinning. Only some of them. I feel like a lot of the harder punk stuff doesn't, or on new metal stuff doesn't work in this game. This feels too refined and clean in the style for it. This is honestly even kind of a stretch, just because, like, it's such a, like, a... For lack of a better word, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but the Tokyo Highway looks very sterile because of how, like, precisely engineered and, like, aesthetically designed it is. No, I'm 2 seconds too slow. Okay, we'll come back to this. It's like club music from this era fits really well, though. I need to know. I say that with full affection. Like, I like how it looks, sterile-wise. I've not heard this Overseer song. Yes, I have. I like this song. I figured out where I was last time I played. Alright, new guy is in... Where'd it go? On the C1. Wanderers, I'll figure out as I go. Evening Star is at the Shibuya PA. My brain thinks that's a confirmation dialogue every time I press it, and so I almost turn on Shift Assist every time I go to that menu. But they got the wrong time of day. Ooh, that looks nice. Does this mean I beat them already? Yeah, I beat Revolver Heaven. Where was the one I didn't? Did I miss where it was? Shibara, PA. Okay, my bad. Need a guide after a certain point. I imagine, with like all the wanderers. There are more JRPG-ish racing games. They're pretty up there. This game definitely has JRPG quirk to it. It's really charming. That's a lot of why I like it, because it's not like full-on committing to being a JRPG. This game, I feel, gets rid of some of the jank of 3. I played 3 the day after I streamed this. I'm pretty sure Game Sharks on PCSX2 involves pasting the Game Shark codes into a cheats menu in the emulator. If I'm not mistaken, that's how a lot of emulators work. Yeah, I remember hearing about that a lot over the last few years. Like, one of the only things I knew about TXR3 going into it. I gotta say, I was a little underwhelmed by TXR3's presentation. I feel like the cover implies it's gonna be a much flashier game than it was. Compared to, like, Zero, I mean. I too enjoyed the dramatic story presentation in that game. So he's been beaten. Yep. Okay. Didn't know if that message implied that I had to race him twice or something, but it seems like I don't, which is a relief. Gotta say. I gotta say, I'm really glad I started streaming more often again. I really like this. It's nice to chat with y'all and play games, and it's very cozy. I think just, like, accepting that I don't want to be on camera for all the time has made me more okay with streaming with no camera. Like, I used to feel bad about not doing it, so... Oh, Southern Cassiopeia. This is a boss. This car is cool as shit. I want it. I think I might use camera on 4-3 games, because then I have the sidebar to fill out anyways. But I think I'm gonna wait till I get a better camera to even start doing that. I think it can add a lot to, like, more social streams. That was almost bad. I liked it better when it was Numb Machine, but this name is pretty cool, yeah. Alright, he slowed down. We're gonna get him here. Is he still pulling away? Yeah! No! Codemaster's AI moment. It's honestly kind of a lame way to win. Are you fucking kidding? That sucks. I was ahead. Why does he get to choose? That should lose. He ran away. He should lose. Oh. I do think this game looks very good with the warmer lighting tones. And even the sepia looks kind of, or sepia, however you say it. That looks nice. Oh, that looked cool. The Mark III Super looks so good in motion, man. Really cool drifts, though, in spite of that bullshit. Gotta say. No, stop. Alright, motherfucker. You got away with a very stupid crash. Because this game is made a little bit incorrectly, in my opinion. Just a little bit. So let's do this again. Front shotgun exhausts are really cool. Wait, those exhausts are intakes. Probably intakes, right? It wouldn't make much sense to spew exhaust gas out of the front of your car back into your fucking intake. He bumped the wall a little bit. He slowing down just a tad. I had to lift just a little bit so I wouldn't hit him while passing that truck. There we go. Oh, this song's cool. He's gone. He's not gone yet. He's still there, but let's fucking go. Route 4 PA. Oh. Got a cutscene. See, why is the whole game soundtrack not like this? The race music's so boring, but this sounds so cool. It's very stylistically cool, like the cutscenes. Is a body kit here? Oh, okay. Not unlocked the body kit yet. I'm cool with that. There we go. This song is from the Mortal Kombat Annihilation soundtrack. He died 3 years ago. Okay, calling it right now, chat. I'm gonna pause this. Calling it right now. This guy is the person that he's claiming is dead. Hardly working. Hey, anti-aliasing. Good to see you. But they've given him a cooler name than King Speed, possibly. It's like... Also, holy shit, this thing is really fast now. Midnight. Slip slap? Flip flap? Slip slap, sorry. Flip flap's pretty good too. Oh, this is in something, isn't it? This song. That or it samples something that's used often. This is Hang Tough by Fluke. Puppy's like a pretty common album, like a pretty well-known album. Hi, Ray. Flip-flap, more like bitch slap! Later! It gapped. Oh god, it's a fucking time trial. Never mind, doesn't matter. But holy shit, this Supra is ridiculous. This is so fucking quick. I didn't even upgrade the engine, just like the cooling and the body arrow. I'm gonna go ahead and save this to the same playlist the other really sexy electronic music goes in. Switch Tricks Twitch. I can't remember what that one sounds like off the top of my head. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it and cue it. I like Another Kind of Blues, which I believe is the song that they use in The Matrix Reloaded. A cooler or a warp driver? I don't know, but this thing is going fucking quick. Yeah, I know which switches from Underground 2, I just can't place it off the top of my head. I know that song that's in The Matrix Reloaded is literally just a different Fluke song renamed, and I think it's off of Puppy. This game is so fucking pretty. For a 2006 game, this looks amazing to me. Oh, that was so sick. That little ass out slide. I just recently, like today, while driving past a house not too far from mine, I noticed they had a Mark II Supra. I want to knock on their door and start a conversation about it, because I love the Mark II. I think it's a beautiful car. Yeah, it's a testament to Toyota safety, forehead. Slip slap just got bitch slapped. Thank you, Racevic, for that joke. I'm glad it let me do that. I was afraid it would disqualify me or something. Slip slap got clip clapped. There you go. That's better. That makes a lot of sense about it auto clutching into neutral whenever you brake. That makes a lot of sense as to why the car just like loses the ass. Smiley grappler. Oh, this one. Okay, got it. As soon as I heard that like ding sound effect, I recognize it. I'm not crazy about this song, but I do like the vocal sample they use. Or lyrics, whatever they are. I think it's a sample. Easy peasy, man. Well, that's the thing. I think this game doesn't really stray that far from the 7th gen look of being like really gritty and realistic. Like, look at the road textures and stuff. I think it's just because it's based on a real place and is developed in such detail to look like that real place, it doesn't seem out of place. Versus if you go play GTA 4, it looks so ridiculously brown that it doesn't look like New York anymore. Sorry about that. Had a mildly important text to answer. This car does make it a little too easy, honestly. Yeah, no, I understand the color grading. It's like at the same time, it's not oversaturated. It doesn't feel like overly vibrant like I think a lot of Japanese themed racers tend to go for. With like the excessive neon, it looks realistic. It's the right balance between color and realism to me. Hello, Saturn. I think it's everybody. Yes. Hi, Saturn. ITC's going well. We're making good progress on the story. I beat one of the bosses. I got most of the achievements for, what did I say? Godlike Candles. Okay, it's a name thing. Beat one of the bosses, got most of the time trial achievements. Yeah, no, this is true. That's not a lie about it being kind of difficult. Oh, God handle already? I had Numb Machine, which I really liked. Now I'm Swift Machine. I wouldn't say I'm sleepy, nah, just relaxed. It's a relaxing evening. I slept late today. Like I went to bed around 1 last night. I woke up at like 6, couldn't fall back asleep. So I got up and listened to music and played chess for like 4 hours, and then went back to sleep until like 3 p.m. Then I went to my workplace, not to work, but I went to the workplace to trade towards an OLED Switch, which I got. I traded my Animal Crossing Switch in for it. And yeah, it was a good day. Well, I went to bed. I went back to sleep at 11 a.m. and woke up at 3. Yeah, the OLED screen is nice. The dock is better. They changed the power button. Like, legitimately, a non-insignificant part of why I decided to go ahead and grab the OLED today was because I hate the Switch power button so much, and they widened it on the OLED and it doesn't suck anymore. Has anyone made a Shotoko Battle Light? There are a few pretty good indie games in early access / development, from what I understand. I'm not really familiar with most of them. That's not the genre of game I've historically gotten too into. We were talking earlier about the Shotoko Revival Project, which is essentially, there is essentially a online-focused mod for Assetto Corsa that turns it into a TXR game called the Shotoko Revival Project. Because Assetto Corsa is such like a what's the word I'm looking for? Versatile. It's such a versatile mod platform that you can turn it into basically any other kind of game you want. It's really cool. Does it have SP battles? I don't know. I hope so. Unfortunate, then. My sleep schedule's also kind of messed up because it was an adventure, let's put it that way. I don't know how much of the details are really safe for Twitch. I had an adventure the other evening, and I went to bed at 9 a.m. I believe that is in fact the case, Cat Scout. Is he gonna fucking... Yeah, he is. Dumb. Dumb that that's possible. Alright, well, let's back up and do it again. I'm mostly being funny. It was just a very, fun evening with a bunch of friends, that got a little bit gay. Put it that way. Would do it again. I was so tired. I slept for 1.5 hours that day and then went to work. It was a really good day, though. I was in a good mood. I was bouncing. I didn't feel tired during the shift. But I did get sleepy when I got home. It really wasn't that bad. I ate a good meal, had a monster, and I was fine. I mean, I felt physically kind of tired, but I was not mentally tired. I was in a really good mood, which helped. And I've gotten some good sleep the last couple days, although I have been waking up earlier than I mean to, quite often. Hey, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It is nice to, It is nice to be up early in the morning for once, because I don't do that often. Oh, what was that? That's super valid, Silver. I started later than normal tonight, but hope we'll catch you next time. Get some good rest, man. This game is what 14-year-old Casey thought owning a car was going to be like. Naive downtown boy. I love video games so much. A Nürburgring Extreme Racer. Oh my god, that's a fucking brilliant idea. Like this, but on the Nürburgring when it's not closed as a track. I would love to play a game set on the Nürburgring where it's in its road configuration and not like a track configuration. Michael's Terror Racing. That's the 64 game or the PS1 game? So I'm write this down before I forget. I want to play the PSP Hot Wheels game on stream. I think for Nürburgring Extreme Racer to be good, though, they would really have to nail... They would have to nail the, It would have to feel like TXR, but with German tones instead of Japanese ones. Like, it couldn't have the Genki-isms, it would have to have German equivalents of them. I don't want it to be TXR, but the Nürburgring instead of the C1. I want it to be, like, TXR, but based around Germany's car culture instead of Japan's. What would be the worst location you could set a Shotoku like? I don't know. I think there's a lot of good options. I think Jacksonville would be a really good racing game map. I say this all the time. I never knew what kind of game it would be good for, but I'm realizing now when I mean that Jacksonville would be a good racing game map, I mostly mean the highways and expressways and stuff. So Jacksonville would be a good one. A bad one? Orlando. So Orlando was just fucking nonsense. You'd miss so many exits. Orlando is a fucking nightmare to drive through. I love Orlando, but it's a nightmare to drive in. Bonk. Oh, that's not him. Where's that Evo? I think Disney adults race in the World 3 ways. Besides the RX-8, one of some of my favorite cars, I love the Mark III Supra that you're seeing right now. Where is this person? Is he underneath me? I guess the Evo didn't come this way. I really dig the Mark III Supra. I like Skylines, though I've kind of fallen out of them because it's like how hyped they are. And I think it's a little bit overplayed at this point. I like variety. I like Volvos a lot. I like 2000s BMWs. Old Audis. Hello? Steve Aoki remix of fucking New Noise? Hello? What is this? Okay. Okay, I'll let it go. I'll allow it. I like the new Beetle. I don't know. I have a really hard time picking favorite cars because I like cars just as a topic so much that, like, I can appreciate everything. The RX-8's definitely my favorite. The Mark III Supra is up there. I love the Lexus LFA, the Lexus CT, which is essentially just a fancy Prius, but I still think it's beautiful. IS300 and, like, Altezas. Evo 9. Hummers. Ford Excursion. I wanted to drive in a Ford Excursion. Don't recommend that. Largest, I'm not joking, largest production SUV in existence. I'm not saying Orlando couldn't be a good map. I think it could be, with the right amount of, like, creative liberties. They would have to basically, I think what they would need to do is figure out what the fuck is going on with their road construction and just make it a near future game where the construction is done. I don't know if any of you live in Florida, but Orlando's highways are, like, perpetually under construction, and I don't think anyone knows what they're actually doing. I've not seen, like, roadwork signs move in, like, 5 years of driving through Orlando to go home for, like, holidays and stuff. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know if they know what the fuck they're doing. But it's just a fucking landmine of under construction roads. Ow. I'm forgetting that Rainbow Studios made the Cars game. Oh, that's not him in a new fight. Makes sense. Oh! Wall clip. Whee! We did. Well, they went on the other fork, so I'm guessing I'm not gonna get to race them. Let's see if I can find someone else. If not, I'll go to a PA. Yeah, and whenever you go up a slope, you can't look back. You just get a face full of bumper, unfortunately. It's higher going downhill, though. I wish the cars in this game backfired more often. Maybe that happens with big upgrades. To Shinjuku. Wait, so hold on, you're saying ATV Fury. Oh, do you mean maybe MX versus ATV? Because that's the one that I know Rainbow made. It might be the made by ATV Fury too, though. Ooh. It's a very cool looking RX-7. Keisuke Takahashi vibes. Oh, it's a close one. By Viper team, do you mean like Dodge Vipers, or are they just called Viper? It's very cool that there's a whole team of them. Welcome back, Lamp. That's, not good. What is Jacksonville like? Okay. It's really hard to nail down, because, like, as much as I joke about Jacksonville sucking, and it does, I am happy here. I do like living here. It's, as far as Florida goes, I think it's nice. It is... Imagine... Yeah, it really depends on what part, I guess is the way to say it. Parts of it are very queer, cute little areas, like, Riverside is a, really nice place. And, like, there's all kinds of nice areas. I like the area I live in. I'm not going to dox myself, but it's very walkable, relatively, for Jacksonville anyways. On the other hand, we are the largest city in the contiguous United States, by area, not by population. And what that means is that everything is super spread apart, but there's still, like, not that many. There's a lot of people here, but, like, because they're so spread apart, it doesn't feel as dense as other big cities, like New York or Atlanta or whatever. So everything is a really, it's a very, Strodes. It's a very, I need to go switch cars, I think, or do something to this thing. It's not gripping. Or that, or I'm also just getting distracted. Strodes, everything requires you to get on the highway, no matter where you're going, really. I often say that going anywhere via car is a 20-minute round trip. It doesn't matter where you're going, it's 20 minutes. The last place I lived, I like to drop this on people. I play Price is Right rules with people on this one, but I won't do it here because y'all don't know the area. So one of the rental websites, for those that aren't American in here, don't rent or anything, Zillow is like a real estate and rental website, and they rate properties based on their walkability score. So like, how can you walk to, like, you know, how much can you walk to get groceries? How close are the schools? Can kids walk to school? Is there public transport you can walk to? Yeah, they give you a walkability score out of 100. My current place is about 60. The last place I lived had a walking, and I'm not making this up, the last condo I lived in had a walkability score of fucking 0. 0 out of 100. It was over 2 miles on a 4-lane strode before you found a single other non-residential building, and you had to pass under a freeway. Oh yeah, and it expanded to 6 lanes, or maybe even 8, I can't remember, on the main road. This, granted, was a suburb. This was Orange Park. That'll cancel. He doesn't want to race me. Yeah, I didn't like living there. It was just an empty fucking road with trees on both sides. Because, like, it was all apartment and condo complexes and, like, housing developments. It was just suburban hell. It sucked. I hate the suburbs. I thought I wanted to live in them, and I lived in them for 2 years, and I don't know, I don't want to go back. Welcome in, Fluffy Altaria. Yes, this is in fact a 360 exclusive. It is the final game in the Tokyo Extreme Racer series, although it does not share the name in the West. Are there any walkable areas in the US that aren't too expensive for non-rich people to afford? There are few and far between, but yes, there are. I would say where I am right now is fairly walkable if you are used to Floridian weather. There is the giant asterisk that there's no way around the fact that it's 90, 95, 100 degrees out a lot of the time. You need sunscreen, you need to wear comfortable clothes. It's gonna suck. Walking places sucks. I skateboard places, which, I mean, to me, is not as... I don't get as hot as I would walking, even though I'm working harder, because I'm usually out less time. But, like, if I'm skating to work on a hot day, I bring another shirt, even though it's literally, like, a very short skateboard ride. Because I know I will be soaked in sweat by the time I get there. I think the area I live in is fairly walkable. There's tons of, like, we're close to, like, some smaller shops and local places. I'm not far from some of, like, the more, I wouldn't say, it's a pretty low, I'm hesitant to say low incomes, I don't think it is, but it's definitely, like, a more dilapidated area of town not too far from me. I'm in a nice area, but, like, a relatively nice area, but the dilapidated big roads are not too far from me, but I like being able to walk and skate to those, because that means, like, all the small businesses that tend to go there because the rent is lower, I can go to them. Yeah, I'm really happy with where I'm living now. I feel like I'm annoying with how much gushing I've been doing about my new situation, how happy I am. So, I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I'm happy where I am now. Running this game from Blockbuster as a kid and getting stuck at the first race because it's Skyline because the game was English only, so you dropped it. Oh, so you're not English speaker. Yeah, I can see that being an issue. These games are very obtuse in their objectives. Like, if you aren't used to them, I definitely remember being confused as a kid trying to play TXR4 when a friend gave it to me. Beach and Southside. Yeah, I feel like if you were determined enough, you can walk Beach and Southside, but it really is miserable. It's the worst. You have to have a bike if you live on that side of town and don't have a car. You really have to have a bike. Is this a Supra or an RX-7? I can't tell. It's a Supra. Is that the kit one you're talking about? Thankfully, there are some pretty prominent queer communities in Jax. We do have a lot of right-wingers, unfortunately, because there is a naval base here, a pretty big one. And that kind of just attracts that kind of crowd, just because of, you know, families of military tend to be that way. Not to say they all are, but like a lot of the times. But we have a lot of really good queer groups around here. Riverside is the gayborhood. A lot of the there's a lot of gay or at least gay-friendly bars and such that I've been to. It also helps that knowing other queer people around me, I've been introduced to others. So I'm getting to meet more of the community, and like it's, you know, it's exponential. I think it's like any city, where if you can get yourself involved in the small business and, like, scene, not necessarily scene, but, like the small businesses that are part of the hobby communities, that's what I'm trying to say, then you can find good people. I can't speak to whether or not those bars are particularly bad or good for POC people, because I'm white, so I don't have that experience to... Yeah, that is a pretty cool, it's a rally wing. I don't have that experience. But... in my experience, I don't think the places that I've been would be, like, like, I don't think they would be racist. I think these places are probably pretty inclusive across the board. Queer spaces tend to be that way. A lot of them fly the unity flag. There's a skate shop that I go to that has a tear down Confederate monuments sign in their window, which is nice to see. No! Fuck, I was hoping I could, like... Oh, no. Now, a lot of places, like anywhere, if you get into, like, the queer hobby spaces, or, like, the alternative music scenes, I mean, you're not gonna have no problem, but you can do pretty well and find a community no matter where you are. Yeah, it's really hard to break out, especially as a queer person. It's hard to break out and find new people to talk to and meet. But if you can manage, it gets a lot easier once you've made the first steps. I cannot imagine trying to have a social life as a queer person if I lived with my parents. Like, I almost did move back with my parents last year just because of the situation I was in. And... no, it would not have gone well. I can't walk around with a do not pet patch on my backpack without explaining it to them if I was to live with them. I'm a Swift Noble now. That's pretty cool. Very, very Final Fantasy. Or, Fire Emblem. Yeah, I get that, Lamp. That's the case anywhere, really. That said, I really do think that with enough perseverance, you'll find your people, no matter where you are. Yeah, and the only thing, I totally understand that. Like, California is kind of similar to Florida in my experience, where because it's such a destination, it attracts everybody, not just like the reputation it has for like leftists and queer people. I feel like because it has been like that for longer, it has had that reputation for longer and had those communities for longer, and it has like a larger congregation of them, it has allowed them to make more progress in their lawmaking in that regard than we have, and I would argue that probably on average, the average person is more accepting there, but that's me speaking as an outsider who's only visited California a few times and has never lived there. I didn't expect to have like a whole queer community discussion on stream tonight, but I'm enjoying it. It's nice. I don't get to address that side of myself online very often, at least not on good video format. So it's nice to be able to talk about it on stream. The gays attract the guys. Like, listen, before I even came out, like publicly, like I was out when I started doing YouTube in 2019, like made those newer videos. I was not out before that. I figured it out early 2019. Oh, this is the SSX reboot soundtrack. That's cool. I came out on the channel like after I had blown up a little bit. You do not understand how many trans people were in my server before they even knew I was trans, and that is really what pushed me to come out and not be afraid of it, was the fact that so many people in my community were trans themselves or queer in some way. And we also joke, we have a running joke in my Discord server that we trans people's genders, not on purpose, literally just we watch the logs channel, and every few months, or every few weeks even for a while there, we would see someone remove he, him, and add she, her to their tags, the pronouns, and it's like, it's very, very funny, just like watching people come to the realization for themselves without really anything other than being around other queer people. That's really all it takes, because you just get through osmosis, you get comfortable with it, you get to learn about things you didn't know existed, people that are like you that you didn't realize existed. I didn't know a damn thing about trans people until I went to college. Honestly, like, I've been an ally since I was like 11 or 12 when I was maybe made politically active. And, like, started like caring about politics. I've always been like a punk ally, like fucking anti-fascist. But I did not know much about trans people until I moved to Jacksonville and met other queers who educated me. And I'm not afraid, but I am sad to say that I was a very misinformed and often like harmful person in that regard. Not because of malice, just because of a lack of understanding. Especially when you come from like a more conservative town. Which Lakeland I wouldn't say is too bad. That's where I'm from, is Lakeland. I wouldn't say it's too bad, but it's certainly more more geared towards old rich people than Jacksonville is. You just don't get exposed to it, and the thing about representation that makes representation so important is that when you aren't given exposure to these people in a proper light, all you get is harmful exposure. And so stereotypes, without even realizing it, you start buying into stereotypes and tropes and harmful memes and such. And I'm not trying to say I'm nowhere near one of those girls who was, prior to coming out, like alt-right or whatever. Absolutely not. But I definitely had a lot of misconceptions that were cleared up for me when I met other queer people. And like you said, COJ, it really is like so much of my past makes sense. I even still realize, not just in terms of like sexuality and gender and stuff. I'm talking about even just like autism, being on the spectrum, and the way I am in a lot of different regards. I've come to understand so much more just to the people I've met in my life, and it's a fucking joy. It really is so good to understand yourself and how your brain works. Not that I'm perfect or that everything is like amazing all the time, but it is a lot easier when you're given the tools to recognize things about yourself, whether it be gender or mental abilities and the way your brain works. It's so important to be given the tools to understand and navigate those things. I think for me, and I'm not going to go too far down this rabbit hole because I think it's a slippery slope of topics that start getting contentious, but the time I became politically active was around the time that I was, like, I had kind of decided that I was not religious anymore. I never really was, but I was deciding that that was the case. Like, I was like, okay, I don't want to go to church anymore. I don't want to go with my parents, who have been making me go. And, that conflict, as shitty as it was, I think it made me skeptical of a lot of things that had been ingrained into me just by osmosis from the people I was around through that, you know. Does that make sense? Where I remember a distinct thing where, and I'm in religion, so I'm actually not gonna go there. I'm gonna back it off because it's nothing harmful or bad. It's just like I think it's a little heavy for a stream about grease cars. But that was what sort of got me into thinking about those things and had me make the decision that I was going to support gay people, and I was going to call out racism and systemic violence against minorities. And that just kind of stuck with me. I mellowed out for a few years. I was really, really edgy, fucking pissed off with the world when I started that. But I mellowed out, and now I'm back into my pissed off state. But like at the same time, I think I have the tools to navigate in a much more healthy way than a teenager does. So yeah, we'll leave that there for now. But I felt like sharing that perspective because I know a lot of people are struggling with that kind of thing. Sanity. I would say the turning point for me was the, okay, I'm pissed off and politically active now. That was the 2012 election. I was radicalized by watching the shit that people like Mitt Romney and Rick Santorum were saying. That was what turned me into a leftist. That shit was just straight up fucking evil. And it seems almost tame by today's standards. That looks silly. That kit looks very silly in the front. Oh, this is a good beat. I like the rear ones. The front ones I don't care for. Well, that's the thing, Sanity. I think, and I was talking about this, and I don't want to get into Partesian politics. I don't really believe in them anymore. I think that I think I'm a bit beyond the American party system in terms of like who I think is a good person or a bad person. Because the answer is often both. But Mitt Romney, I feel like he's realized he's not going to be president ever. He's too old. And I think also maybe some part of him, I don't know if his heart changed. I don't know if maybe he was only voting the way he was to control his base. But I think he changed as a person in some regard in the last couple of years, where as far as Republicans go, he's probably one of the lesser evils. And I obviously don't know the guy. I've not studied his stances. I don't have any stake in it, really. That's just something I thought about it. But to be told the truth, I feel what Antonio is saying, where it's my main concern in life now. Like, political activism is important. You can do infinitely more good for the world, your peers, and your family and friends than just by aiding them when they need it in practical ways. Individual assistance, to me, is infinitely more productive than political activism. And that's not to say political activism isn't important, but I think making sure people around you are fed and housed and mentally well and taken care of, medicated if they need it, that kind of shit, that is so much more important than yelling on Twitter about politics to me. I have had people give me some of their last money to buy food when I've needed it, and I've done the same for friends other times when I was better off than them. And it's the most important. Supporting people in that way is one of the most important things we can do for each other right now through all this shit. Yeah, the lighting is so good in this game. Hi, GB. There's a cat. He wants to be in my lap. Yeah, I understand that, Puma. 100%, I'm in the same boat. I would show cat, however, I am not wearing a shirt. I got back from grocery shopping and I was warm and I took my shirt off. Titties out TXR. Oh yeah, I remember I used that subreddit once a few years ago. I would like to go back and pay it forward one of these days. I don't think it will let me, Red. You can't name things profanity. Like, I couldn't... When I did Pimp My Ride, I couldn't call the stream Pimp My Ride because the word pimp is filtered. Even though there's a category on Twitch for it. It's kind of silly. This song was in Midnight Club LA, am I correct? Crimp My Ride. Hi, GB. No, same, Auntie. It's been I've never had pollen allergies as bad as I have this year. It's probably because I'm spending more time outside than I have previously, truthfully, in the spring. I've never been skateboarding actively during a spring season before, so it's probably a lot of it. Piss my ride? Bonk. Crunch. Oh, this song goes hard. I don't care too much for the vocal sample. Like it's fun shortly, but I don't like how much it's used. However, this bit is the dark, like the low synths. That's pretty sexy. Okay. I think I'm gonna do. Let's go try and do that. That last time trial one more time. And then that will probably be the end of the evening. Welcome in, King Hydros. Happy to meet you. Okay, this part of the sample is cool. This is nice. I've been enjoying listening to different types of music recently on stream. It's been really fun. I'm finding a lot of new stuff. This is a really... Oops. This is a really good, good game for listening to new music, I think. Tekken music slaps. I like the Ace Combat soundtrack as well. Ace Combat 4 with the ones with the vocals. Namco just had this thing back then with putting vocals in music and games that didn't normally have vocals. And I really liked it. I'd yet to play Ace Combat 0, I really want to. Yeah, Ace Combat 7 soundtrack gets used in our Shambles highlights a lot. And the main theme is actually Drag Racer. And then Persona 5. Okay. I don't know if I've told this story on stream. I've told it before to friends in real life, but I have a little bit of joking PTSD from the Persona 5 soundtrack. When I was in college, I worked at my university's game room, and we had PlayStation 4s and other game consoles you could come use, and we had a library of games. This girl, she was really sweet. Like, I didn't have a crush on her or anything, but, like, I wanted to be her friend. I never really got to. But she would come in, and she would bring her own copy of Persona 5, because we didn't have one. And she would play Persona 5 on a PlayStation 4 in the game room with the sound on. And I'm sure the battle music isn't that, I'm sure it isn't that distracting when you're playing the game. But when you work in a room where someone's playing it, and you have to just sit there and listen for hours and not be engaged with it because it's too far away to actually watch. Oh my god, that fucking never seen it coming. Yeah, that. Over and over. The first 30 seconds of the song for hours. Every time I worked, almost. For like 2 or 3 months. And at one point, I felt so bad for her. I felt so bad for her. Someone, you know, PS4s have a limit on how many profiles you can have. And she had her profile on there, she had her save game on. Someone wanted to make their own profile, so they deleted her profile and she didn't have PS Plus, and she lost her fucking Persona 5 save like 20 hours in. I felt fucking terrible for her. I like, went out of my way and helped her set up PS Plus so she didn't have to deal with that again. And it also meant I had to hear extra fucking battle music, which was equally not great. But no, it was fine. I exaggerate how bad it really was. I honestly think it wasn't as annoying as the Smash Bros. Players, because, you know, she had it at a reasonable volume. I was just close. Smash Bros. Players don't have a sense of right and wrong. Smash Bros. Players are the most selfish, socially incompetent motherfuckers on the planet. Especially the Melee players, who is who I'm specifically talking to here. The room had one CRT. We had one CRT in the game room, and it was the one that had a Wii on it with Project M. It's what all the Melee players liked. And I distinctly remember, they would always leave the volume all the way up, especially when they played the fucking stages that had Gourmet Race. So I have that is permanently burned into my brain. Yeah. I've not heard it in a long while. I still catch myself doing that under my breath at work sometimes. It's not bad. I just had to hear it excruciatingly loud, and partway through my time working there, they renovated the room and they replaced the floors with like vinyl instead of the carpet they used to be, so it echoed. So the entire shift I had echoing of ping pong tables and Gourmet Race. The entire goddamn shift. And someone asked about the hygiene policy. I'm glad you asked. No, and not for want of trying. I tried. Oh god, I forgot about the air hockey machine. When the day they removed the air hockey machine, I stopped bringing Tylenol to work. It was fine when the floor was carpet. The air hockey machine was like fucking hammers. It was like hammers going off in the room. It was the worst. I tried getting a hygiene rule put in place, and it was one person. It was the Smash players in general. They tend to be stinky boys, and they, would bring back the controllers quite filthy pretty often. There was one guy, I'm not gonna say his name for privacy as much as I think he deserves to be shamed for how bad he smelled. This dude, and I want to preface that, I know people that have, like, poverty problems, depression problems, all that, they can smell bad. This dude spent entirely too much time in the game room socializing and playing Smash Bros. To smell the way he did. And I did successfully get one rule put into place where when you returned a video game controller, you had to wipe it down with wet wipes before we would give you your student ID back. Because this man, our GameCube controllers were white. He brought back our GameCube controllers brown. And you think I'm joking? I'm not exaggerating. There's still a photo somewhere on my computer of the hand sludge that this man left on the controllers. It was imagine what your controllers look like. If you have like a white 360 controller, you know how like that little bit of hand sludge shows up around like the back of the grips after a few months and you wipe it off. That's normal, right? Like you just gotta clean your controllers now and then. That was one play session. One play session was worse than any of my controllers have ever been. I don't think I've seen a game controller worse than that working used video games, and I've seen some nasty shit. I've had a dog piss Guitar Hero controller before, and I'm not gonna elaborate on that. So no, that dude was fucking nasty, and I begged to have a hygiene rule. I even broke the rules one time, pulled the dude in the hallway, and said he stunk him to please shower before coming back because we were getting complaints from patrons. And I'm not joking. It wasn't just that we didn't want to smell him for our shifts. Patrons complained. It was legitimately... The room was... I don't know how to describe how large it was, but it was pretty goddamn big, and there was an entire separate room in the middle of it, separating where I sat at the desk from where the Smash players were. So imagine, like, 2 rooms away, essentially. This was some open air in between. You could smell him from across the fucking room. And my boss at the time there, fucking witch of a woman, I hate her. Hated her, still do. Don't forgive her for anything. I'm pretty sure the reason I wasn't able to keep my job when COVID hit was because I was trans, actually. That was cool and good. She told me that we can't make rules based on hygiene, and I guarantee you could have if she really wanted to. And I know that if she smelled this motherfucker one time, she would have. This dude smelled like a corpse. Anyways, I miss that job a lot. There are parts of it I don't. I gotta tell you some of the good stuff, though. There are some good stories from my... Okay, I need to retry again. Fuck. I'm so into telling that story that I was distracted. There are some really good stories, though, and some really fucking funny stories. One of my favorite ones, I had started dating a coworker. I dated her for a couple of years. And one time, I'm at home, and she's working her shift at the game room. And we have gaming PCs, right? Deadass, a group of 8 freshmen come in at, like, 9 p.m. We closed at 10, like 9 p.m. and asked for computer time. They rented out computer, like, mice and headsets so they could use the computers. And they come back in. You know, it was like a game cafe program where, like, we had a list of Steam games you could launch. We had like League and Overwatch as well. They come back and say, "Hey, how do I open the web browser?" Like, "Oh, we can't." Like, "Oh, we wanted to play Pop Tropica." A group of 8 adults, like 18-year-olds, came into the game room at 9 p.m. on a weeknight and asked to play Pop Tropica together. That was pretty goddamn funny. There was the time... Okay, so this game room had... Oh, 2 wheels there. I don't know if anyone saw that. There was the time that, this club decided to hold a ping pong tournament on our outdoor ping pong tables without clearing it with us. And had it been just a few people showing up and, like, keeping tally on a piece of paper, it'd be one thing. Guys, I'm talking 40 people. They had a hot dog stand. They had, like, a fucking drum line. Not joking. A fucking marching band drum line there. They had people twirling fucking flaming batons in this very small, like, 4 ping pong tables with just enough space to not bump into each other, and some metal tables. And you know when they showed up to do this? They showed up to do this 15 minutes into a officially sanctioned university Overwatch tournament that was being live streamed, of which I was the TO. So I'm sitting there, we're live streaming on the official university Twitch account. And there is just people banging on fucking marching band drums like 20 feet from me outside of a very thin window. You say big college energy. That's the thing. There were teacher sponsors. This ended in an altercation. I'm gonna see where I am with the next split. This ended in an altercation, not a verbal altercation with a faculty member, where I had to get my fucking boss to go to bat for me, that I was allowed to kick them out because they had fucking torches that they were twirling. Who does that? Who doesn't think they need to ask permission. They had an amplified speaker with music, which is expressly against campus regulations everywhere. Like, you have to get a permit for amplified music, and they're usually denied. They just decided they'd do this without asking anybody. It was fucking bonkers. Bonkers. There was a time that until I had to deal with the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity, like during 2020 after the school laid us all off. My ex-partner told me the maddest she ever saw me. So, you know, like I said, room is like a C shape, and because there's another room in the middle of it that like cuts into a C. I can't see the pool tables from where we sat. However, we have cameras on our computer. I can see what people are doing in other parts of the room from the cameras. I watched this fucking freshman take off his flip-flops, which there's a shoes and shirt required rule in this room, I should point out. Take off his flip-flops and run across the top of our pool table, or like on the felt, barefoot. And then he puts his flip-flops back on and does it again. Steam came out of my ears, I swear to God. I went over there, I ripped this kid a new one, and I said, I know you're a freshman because no one other than a freshman would act like this, so I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ever do anything like that again, you're not allowed back in here. I have the authority to ban you, and I will do so. Do not do this again. I swear to God. Like, I don't care if you're doing random fucking stupid freshman shit. I was a freshman. I don't care. Running across our fucking pool tables, I have to brush that shit with a fucking, like, big, like, a special, like, billiards brush at the end of the evening. I cannot explain to you how much disdain I had for that child. And I feel like the vast majority of, like, pro staff, adult-ass adults that worked at the university wouldn't have been much nicer about that. Me being a student and feeling like I was on level ground with this kid to chastise him like that was the only reason I think he might have grown to not behave like that. Because no one else would have been that harsh. God damn it, I'm 1 second short again. Yeah, it was kind of a Naruto run, as much of a Naruto run as you can do on a pool table. Man, yeah, that was cool. Puma, I know what you're saying about, like, being somewhat glad you never took advantage of it. Don't let this make this sound like... Okay, before I go into the more good stuff, and, like, I'm gonna tell you one more horror story. It might get me Monka TOS, but I'm gonna try and, safe for workify it. PG-13ify it. We used to have, when I worked there, we used to have Grand Theft Auto 5 in our games you could check out. That became no longer the case, because there was this regular, again, not gonna name names, different guy, nice enough. I tried to make friends with him, because he, like... He was the only person that came to the game room that liked racing games like I did. So I tried to chat with him here and there. But he never seemed really interesting in doing so. So I kind of let it go after a bit. He checked out GTA 5 one time. And he went on murder sprees. Like, Matt, you know, as normal people do. He was just going on, like, a stabbing everybody murder spree in GTA 5. And then he would spawn at the hospital and do it again. And I'm like, that's alright, you know what? We've all done it. Mostly when we were children, but we've done it. Doing it in public's a little bit eyebrow raising, especially on a college campus where shit like that is, like, a possibility, because it does happen in America, unfortunately. However, when he got bored of that, he went to the strip club and got a lap dance And GTA 5, in a notable first for the series, does actually have nudity in it. There are breasts. Got a lap dance. And did that, ejected the game from the PS5, brought it back, or PS3, brought it back to us to turn it back in. He was wearing basketball shorts, and that was relevant for the reason you think it is. Yeah. So yeah, we had a talk and decided to remove that game from circulation after that. I just can't imagine doing any of those things with a straight face and thinking it was acceptable. That's what gets me, dude. I do not know a damn thing about Assassination Classroom, nor it's being banned. Ah, fuck me. Please tell me I didn't just fuck that up. I just can't imagine... I can't imagine... If it was a 13-year-old, I'd get it. But being an adult and going to the fucking public game room at your university, going on stabbing spree, like, there's surely so many other things you could have done. And the dude brought his own Xbox One games, so I know he had an Xbox One. This was long after the remaster released, so he could have done that at home. He also played through the fucking Grand Tour game in front of me, which was, interesting. Do we call university students adults? To a degree, yeah. No, I think at that point in time, you should have at least the social awareness, or at least the shame. The shame to, like, realize you should not do these things in front of random people. Like, there's a reason I don't think that you should treat an 18-year-old like a child, because 18-year-olds can be independent. They should be independent. They should be given the freedom and the respect to be independent and treated as such by people around them. There is a reason I use the word adult-ass adult when I mean someone that's in their mid to late 20s or older, because that's when you really start to, you know, figure shit out. The vast majority of people in their teens in their early 20s don't know shit. I didn't. I don't know if I do now, truthfully. I'm scraping by the skin of my teeth. But yeah, I think that's certainly something I would expect an 18-year-old to know. You aren't a high schooler anymore. There are consequences for your actions, and you should know that. I hope this works. A little oversteer there. Snapped out for me. Might need an LSD. Limited slip diff, I should say, not LSD. I think I'm an adult hit me a couple of times. I think I'm pretty proud of how I took care of myself during 2020. I don't think. No, this is not the run. Fuck, man. I just want. I wanna wrap this up, but I want this before the end of the night. Also, there's a different cat asleep in my bed right now. It's very cute. I'm gonna brake earlier for the left turn after the chicane, or the roundabout rather. I'm gonna talk a little bit less seriously for this run, so I can hopefully, nail things. Because I love story time, I'm just gonna talk about some less serious topics that require me to do less dredging into my memory. Figuring shit out, it's not a light switch, it's a process, and some shit you you pick up later down the line. Sometimes you can be early at the line. It's I think the best advice I can give anybody is fill your life with people who will take care of you and that you want to take care of. Because we aren't meant to live lives alone. We aren't meant to do our own thing all the time. We're meant to take care of each other. As a wise man once said, we live in a society. I hope I'm not coming across as like a preachy, enlightened mid-20s fuck or anything right now. There's just a lot of stuff like that's been on my mind lately, so it's been nice to get it out and verbally. Especially as I find I understand it better by trying to put it into words. Well, I'm not a wise man, but a wise man did once say, "We all dead. Fuck it." You know what? You know what? Thank you, Red, for doing it. Pumping it. This is relevant for a reason. I'll talk about it in a minute. Yeah, banger. Fucking banger. And it's relevant, actually, to what we're doing right now, because the first night I had my Supra, my sister's now ex-husband and I went out for a drive in it and listened to RTJ2 because it had dropped that day. It was, we burned CDs of RTJ2 and Childish Gambino's Stone Mountain mixtape. Like a PETA. I had a Mark III very briefly for my first car. I wasn't even 16, so I had to drive it with someone, and it was only a few times, but yeah. It barely counts. It barely counts. But I did have it for a short while there. I've had some pretty cool car experiences due to stuff that in my life growing up that is a lot to talk about, but I have done donuts in an NSX before. Yeah. This map is really, really detailed. They put a lot of thought into it. I don't have music requests set up or anything. I put a RTJ on because Red made me think of it, and I thought it'd be a fun change of pace for like a hot lap. It's something I might do in the future. I try to keep things to my own vibe though, just because like that's part of what sets me apart. I'm not saying I won't do them in the future, though. How am I able to play this music that Twitch is yelling at you? Twitch is more picky about VODs than it is streams. And since the last time I streamed on Twitch, they have introduced a VOD track feature, where basically you just make a second audio track that has everything except your Spotify in it, and the VOD won't have the music. So you don't get claimed on it. It's very nice. In my experience on YouTube streaming, I just dealt with the copyright claims because, like, you make such an insignificant amount of money from ads on streams. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. I'm gonna try. I don't think it's gonna happen, I'm gonna try. Yeah, if you ever need to, where to start with that, the program I use to separate all my programs into different audio tracks is called VB Audio Cable. It's like virtual audio cable. It's the same people that make Voicemeeter. It basically adds 5 different fake inputs and outputs to your computer, and then in Windows settings you can set which apps go to what. So basically, and then everything you can set to monitor through your actual speakers. So everything I have goes to my headphones eventually, but like I have a separate input for Spotify, for Discord voice chat, for desktop audio. I have a separate one that's currently just 3DS audio. I'd like to do one for PC games if I stream some, just because it would be nice to not have to have like Windows notifications pop up. Alright, I'm still going faster than I was. Like, who really won this? Fucking Killer Mike, man. Killer Mike is so fucking amazing. There's such an iconic delivery that no one else can pull off like him. All the RTG albums are great. I like 2 the best, but all of them are amazing. I like Killer Mike's solo stuff that I've heard too. I haven't heard that much, but I like what I've heard. Yes! I will do some wrap-up stuff real quick. I'm gonna play the hardest track on this mixtape. No, yeah, I am. Let's do it. And it's close. That's a close competition, but this one's the best, in my opinion. Hey, baby, you with me? Good night, Hydros. Thanks for hanging out. A lot of racing games still do support replays. It's just that most of them don't have them as prominently. There's some good replay tools out there, like replays in F1 and Mobilista 2 and all those. Those are really good. iRacings are great. Bonk. I've not seen Drivers replay mode. My most recent Drivers San Francisco experience was playing multiplayer with friends on Raceabic server, which was really fun. Yeah, as soon as this replay's over, we're trying to wrap it up, but I'm enjoying this evening very much. I've had a good time, and I hope y'all have too. Not the longest stream I've done, but still pretty decent. I'm sure next time I play this, I'll probably get sucked in for 7 hours again, because it's really, really, really entertaining. Yeah, folks, thank you so much all for coming out. I want to see if I can raid someone. Anybody I follow is live. I truthfully do not remember who this person is. It's been years since I've watched them, but we're gonna raid them. Yeah, so go ahead and get these people some good vibes over there, all right? He's playing Doom. Oops, no, wait, unrated. Okay. Night, guys.